So welcome back to tutorial part 3. In the last video, I wasn't able to get into the photographs and pictures necessary to attach to your K1 visa application, which is the I-129F form. So in this video, we'll discuss the photographs, the pictures, and what's required of you, along with hopefully we'll be able to get into some of the financial stuff. Uh, I guess suggestions, should say. So let's start off. As always, I have a nonprofit, so if you find this information helpful, to save you time and money, feel free to donate to that cause. The link will be in the description below. And I would appreciate any donations so we can go ahead later on in the future and offer more free services to other people so everybody can be financially stable, have their own place and their own career. With that said, let's jump right in. So up here you see on the screen some photographs. So we'll start with this one. You need about 12 to 15 pictures. And every picture, this is me, this is my fiance. In every picture, you must be able to see your full face, your face in the picture. You can't have your back to or side profile. Your face has to be forward. Now on this picture, you need to put the the date the picture was taken, the city and state where the picture was taken, identify yourself by name, identify your fiance by name, like writing it on, on the photograph itself. You can write that information here. So we'll go through and look at some other pictures as well. So this is myself and my fiance. I'll write my name here and probably draw an arrow to my face and write her name there and draw an arrow to her. And of course, somewhere down here on the white part of the page, you put the date the picture was taken and the location. That is very important. Let's close that. In this picture, again, you'll write your fiance's name, like her name, and she's your fiance, your name there, the name of this person right here, which is and identify who she is. That's my fiance's mother, and this is my fiance's stepfather. And you write his name, or if you don't remember his name, you just put stepfather of fiance, right? And here is an example of a bad picture. Yes, you can tell it's me, but immigration don't give a damn about that. They need to see your whole face, and they definitely need to see her face. So this is a hell no. Do not do anything with this picture. Just keep it in your archives for your own personal use. All right. Obviously, all these pictures will have me and my fiance along with her family because she hasn't come to the United States, and my family didn't travel to Madagascar to meet her. So this is my forward-facing picture again. This is her cousin, so two cousins right here. You don't really have to identify them. You could put cousins or fiance, or you could just leave it blank. But you identify her as your fiance, her name, you again, and of course, this person here is my fiance's grandmother, and you could put her name here and who she is in relationship to my fiance. And you're showing a variety when you do that. So make sure you identify as many people as you can in this picture, as you can see. All right, in this one, of course, her face is slightly off, but it's acceptable. Identify her name right here and who she is. You identify yourself. And this is my fiance's father. So I identify him, write his name and who he is to her. And of course, as always, somewhere up here, you write the date the picture was taken, where it was taken. In all the pictures, you need to do that. In all the pictures. Now, another why I show this pic. This is my fiance's brother right here, but I didn't write his name or identify him, nor did I identify any of the other people. But I identified her father because on the I-129F, his information is there, like his name, his address, and his personal information is there, date of birth, and things like that. So I identified the picture so it can be seen that that's me, and I'm with the accepting father, and I'm with my fiance, and everybody's happy and hunky dory, right? So very important. Identify the people, write the date that this picture was taken and where it was taken, city, town, cities, state, country. All right, that has to be on there. And of course, I'll look at the last picture. This is us where I was leaving, going back to Madagascar. I mean, leaving Madagascar to come back to the United States. And this is the aunt that sent me the letter on her behalf that was notarized. So, identify her, identify my fiance's cousin, which is her daughter. I don't know these people. I don't remember know who these people are in relationship to, so I just left that alone. I didn't bother identifying him, even though I know his name and he's related to her cousin, so I didn't bother with that at all. Just the main figures, of course, the grandmother, name, and whatnot. I identified a place, the date I took the picture was taken, which is Ivat, Madagascar, or Ivato, Madagascar, and I added airport, international airport. And again, our faces are facing forward. All our faces are forward here. And these are the kind of pictures you want to take. Okay, with that in mind, let's talk about some other details that I didn't put in the other video. You want to send those pictures along with the application uh, to show evidence. And one of the things that we need to talk about is money. In If you're giving your fiancés money and things like that, the best way to do that is using some kind of electronic feature where you have documentation of money transfer, something like Western Union or some of the other applications out there. As long as there's some documentation, what that does is two things. It'll allow you to print out your history that you can send or you should send along with your I-129F application for your K-1 visa. You send a copy of that, so it shows that you're supporting your fiance abroad, and that's documented. One of the things you do not necessarily have to send because it's one of the things as a suggestion for you to mail with the application is ongoing communication with your fiance. According to my lawyer, a lot of that communication can be misinterpreted and can create problems, so it's not necessary to send it. In the first application that I sent, that was returned and asking for my second application, sorry, that I sent, I was required where they sent it back saying that they were looking for additional evidence. Um, I had sent communications about um, our communication, like various stages of it. However, the evidence of getting married is not necessarily in the communications. The affidavits, as I mentioned in the last video, part two, that is evidence of intent to marry. Family knowing about a relationship, family and friends knowing about a relationship is evidence of the relationship. And it's more valuable than the communication, the verbal communication you have between you and your fiance on WhatsApp and things like that. Because I had over like 1,600 pages of communication, and my lawyer says it's unnecessary. And if you look at part two, or part one, you will see where I show that my stuff was approved. So it's not necessary to send that, but uh, the communication between you and your fiance. All right. So further along, one of the other things you need to consider is other spending. Like, I see spending. Let me put that there. Sometimes your fiance might be impatient and want to see what coming to the United States, and if you might also be tempted to try and get your fiance to come here on a visitor's visa, you know, to see the country, then stay, then have a stay, stay here and do the marriage and whatnot, like that. I would recommend not doing something like that if, especially if your fiance has never traveled anywhere outside of her country. Kind of like my fiance never traveled outside of her country and returned back to her country to show evidence they that she has no intention of staying in the United States, because you will end up spending unnecessary money. And when she or he goes to to immigration, to the embassy there, to see what the interview and to get approved and so forth, you can lose some money there, especially if they say no. Plus, if your fiance is from a third world country and she may not have a lot of resources, or he may not have a lot of resources, you might find yourself sending thousands of dollars to boost up their bank account, so it will look like they have resources and things like that in their country in order for them to travel to the United States. And a lot of time when you're dealing with poor people, you may end up losing your money. Not in a bad way, they'll end up keeping it, spending it on different things and blowing money left, right, and center. And in my situation, my fiance I told her to buy a property. She ended up buying two properties with the money after she failed to get the visa to travel to the United States on a visitor's visa. So I have two properties in Madagascar right now, and none of it is in my name because legally I can't own property in Madagascar. Yeah, only people born there can own property. So that's the money there. Although I am not stressed about it, it's something to consider because there's a lot of things going around the internet about women using you for your money and things like that. Fortunately, that I didn't fall into that category. Knock on wood, as of yet. So I'm not considering it a loss, but it's something to consider. Stick to the plan of the K1 visa. Yes, the process can take like a year, but if you do it right, you take your time and you do it in sequence. You go visit your fiance first, take a bunch of pictures, have your passport stamp with you entering and leaving his or her country, come back to the United States, file the documents, the K1 visa using the application, the I-129F, follow the instructions on that, and then move on to sending it out, wait the time. And if it takes a year and you decide to go back and visit, great, you can go back and visit. Keep all that information. Do not leave cash with your fiance, because then it's not documented, so you can't use it as evidence to prove that you're taking care of your fiance while they're abroad in the process of bringing them to the United States. The um, I believe that's it. There's really nothing more I can talk about. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section and I'll try to answer them as quickly as possible. You can visit me either on YouTube or Rumble. I prefer Rumble because I could get a little bit of commission from that, hopefully. And of course, you can donate to my nonprofit, which is fed-inc.org, where I work with young people and adults to eventually get them to a place where they have their own place, their own career, and to be financially stable. And I focus primarily on financial stability through job skills, investments, and things of that nature. You all have a good day.